Hi guys, Tone here, and welcome back to Tone Plays NetHack. We just got done clearing out the zoo using a cockatrice corpse, and now it's got statues everywhere. We can break the statues open, and you get any equipment that the monsters may have been wearing or had in their inventory. I actually don't know how death drops work for stoning enemies. I should look into that. I would guess that. I'm not gonna guess. I don't want to commit to that. But yeah, you can break open these statues with pickaxes, and wands of striking are an easy way to do it. So there's a couple options there. I don't expect the ants to really drop anything, but like that centaur might have some bows and arrows and things like that. Uh, Possibly a wand even. So we could smash these open if we wanted. I think I have a lot of striking charges, so maybe we will just to you end up with so many striking wands by the end of the game, usually. Okay, I'm wrong. I don't even have a single striking wand. I could go ahead and use my pickaxe, but that is boring in my opinion. So I'm just going to ignore all this stuff. I will walk on all these tiles. I think it's mostly gold that is probably here. Here, let me put my speed boots back on. Cockatrice corpse. I still have my gauntlets of power on. Lots of gold apparently. Still wearing that mummy wrapping too. I should definitely take that off. Making good use of our status, or I'm sorry, not status highlights. I meant to say our highlights for having multiple items on a tile. We knew exactly which ones still had gold or other things in the statues under them. Probably got a good chunk of gold here right now. 9,000 pieces. We could afford some protection if we wanted to get a few more points of AC. We would have to go and find a priest to do that. Next one we'll see will probably be in Valley of the Dead. I don't think there are any other temples. Not since Minetown, it looks like. So before we went in to that zoo, we had... I was going upstairs to grab a longsword to replace this rusty longsword that I rusted when I attacked the rust monster. Was here. Corpse probably rotted by now. But while we were up here, I ran into a cockatrice. And that cockatrice left a corpse, and I saw that as a good opportunity to go and destroy that zoo. So let's go and take care of that really quick. Actually finish that task. Longsword. Oh, I'm still blind. I need to take that to an altar. There was an altar downstairs, right? Or is there one upstairs? Upstairs, one more floor. Do that real quick. Test all this stuff. Oh, well, the longsword's not cursed. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the rusty one. I don't like having my primary and secondary weapons on A and B. It just makes it easy to wield other things and get right back to it. What you were wielding without having to remember too much. two weapon with an empty offhand? It should ask you what you want a two weapon with. That would be a nice quality of life feature, in my opinion. Any developers are listening? Cool, we're not burdened. I believe there is a giant pile of food over here. 10 food rations, yep, so let's alleviate our hunger. Now, I have a strong feeling, whoops, I thought I was, my pointer, there's a room down here somewhere. I'm just gonna search for a moment. Sure we're safe here. I'm tempted to test that leather helm. I probably would if I was trying to play completely optimally. Another elven dagger. I would go and buck test that at the altar to make it stack with the others, except that the others are formally identified with enchantment, and this one wouldn't be, so that wouldn't help. Right. So there's nothing there. This even looks like a place that there could be corridor. No. The Tengu corpse. These are quite popular because eating them has a chance to give you teleport control intrinsic, which is very, very nice to have. But it also has a even higher chance of giving you teleportitis, which makes you teleport randomly. I've never really been much of a fan of eating these things for that chance. A lot of people will go their way to eat them. I guess when it comes down to it, teleportitis isn't necessarily that bad, but it's just kind of annoying to me. And intrinsic teleport control can be pretty sweet, but usually, and like the rings of teleport control are pretty easy to come across anyways. If you find the polymorph wand, rings are one of the easiest things to polymorph for. You might just end up using a wish on it later if you really want it. Teleport control is really nice to have. I just feel like you normally get the ring. But one thing we do have is a tinning kit. So I think we should just tin it. And if we decide we want to take the risk later, we can go ahead and do that. And tinning kits do remove the harmful effects of corpses, but I don't believe teleport control counts as, or I'm sorry, not teleport control, but teleportitis counts as that. It's more stuff like poison. Alright, so let's continue on. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I got my my gauntlets got very rusty from that rust monster. Actually, I guess they only lost, what, 1 point of protection there? For a second, I was thinking they had 2 AC. They're actually only 1 AC, so I only lost 1 AC there, which isn't that bad. But that's half of what we got from those 2 enchant armor scrolls we got earlier, since we only got +1 from each of them, unfortunately. No, not this one. Actually, I'll carry it. Probably shouldn't use auto travel like that. Roll of enchant weapon. This will have a portal to the vault, or teleporter, I should say. I should have a white unicorn. Looks exactly like a white unicorn. I don't believe the shocking sphere does inventory damage. I didn't bother trying to hide my rings or wands before attacking that. Oh, I think the downstairs. Oh, did I wake them up? I should have put my... It's gonna be annoying, isn't it? Oh no, there's a troll. Rock trolls are pretty strong. Jeez, look at that, he regenerated already. We eat it? Yeah, I'll just let it do its thing. Let's go ahead. Put on our stealth boots and clear out this leprechaun hall. Probably gonna burden us. Actually, why am I carrying around high boots? I'm gonna drop those. Right, we have stealth. Huh, I never noticed two of these teleporters on the same level. It's another one of those vault teleporters. Fortunately, I do enough damage that we can just kill these things pretty easily. Speaking of teleportitis, leprechaun corpses do grant you teleportitis with like a 50% chance. I think they have the highest chance of anything in the game, and they're also small, so you can eat a lot of them. As morbid as that sounds. I've abused that. I wouldn't call it abuse, but I've reverse genocided them on speedruns before when I've wanted teleportitis. Hey, and there is the downstairs, as we assumed. I'm burdened. Okay. Probably should unburden myself before doing this, but I guess I'm playing a little lazy here. Really annoying if you can't kill them fast, because they will use all the resources, like gain level potions and stuff that they might have. Ah, we got a lot of gold now. It's a long wand. I wonder what it could be. Let's see, maybe... I had to guess... Have we seen a wand of create monster yet? That's my guess. Look at that, it's a wand of create monster. I knew that. That was an educated guess because leprechauns and other intelligent enemies have a chance of spawning with defensive items. So throne rooms and leprechaun halls, I guess graveyards are probably the big ones there that you find those in. And that's why leprechauns have all that loot, like potions to gain level and full healing and whatnot. Actually, gain level might not fall under there, but full healing definitely does. Anyways, they're pretty likely to have items like that. And the only wands that those could be are teleportation, digging, and create monster. And I already know what teleportation and digging are, so I just assumed that this was a defensive item, and it was the one that I haven't seen before, obviously. So, there you go, another way to identify things by deduction. And yeah, defensive items are cool. Look it up on the wiki if you want to learn more about them. A neat topic. I'm gonna eat this flesh golem in case we can get fire resistance from it. Nope, nothing. What else is here? Food ration and sling. And we do need to unburden ourselves. Which means I probably have to take stuff out of my bag. Ooh, that troll's back. Oh wow, that wand in the sack that I put in my bag of holding unencumbered me. Hello! Well guys, we have reached the Medusa level. what did I say last time? I said we would probably reach it this game. Or this episode. Of course we'd reach it this game. Alright. Well, the Medusa level always spawns a little bit before the castle. I don't remember off the top of my head the first level it can generate on. It's around level 21 or so. But yeah, this is it. If you have jumping, okay, well, let me take a step back before I talk about jumping and whatnot. It's a water level, as you can see. There's water everywhere. For a very long time, there was just 2 variants and 343, and then when 360 NetHack came out, they added 2 more variants. In the original 2, you could always jump across the islands to get to the exit, essentially, on the map. I'm not sure if that holds true on the new variant. And you could also safely dig down to skip this level if you didn't have a way to cross it, and you need levitation or jumping. Or similar. You can't teleport, it's a no teleport level. You can use scrolls of earth sometimes to fill in these water tiles, so that can work depending on how many scrolls you have. But usually if you don't have a way to deal with it, you just dig past it and hope that you'll find another way to deal with it when you need to come back up, because you won't be able to pass it on the way up, and you can't dig up to get around it. Also, water walking. If you have a flying mount, level teleport will all get you past this level. So, a lot of options there. And the namesake, of course, there is a unique monster named Medusa here. And she can insta-kill you by turning you to stone. Being either blind or having reflection will save you from that. And if you have reflection and you're not invisible, you will actually turn her to stone with her own gaze. I am invisible. If I wanted to do that, I could put on the mummy wrapping, and we'd be able to turn her to stone. We have an amulet of reflection, so we don't have to worry about anything else. I'll probably just kill her with my Vorpal Blade, though. And as we look, I see what I assume is an Aliax. They're not too dangerous. It might have like a Sun Sword or a Demon's Bane or something, and oh, it's just a Dwarf King. I assumed it would probably be a Mind Flayer of some sort. Actually, did I Genocide Master Mind Flayers this game? Or did I use that on Arc Liches? I don't even remember. It doesn't really matter anyways. Mind Flayers do fly though, so if that was a Mind Flayer, it could come right over to us, so it's something to be mindful about. Go ahead and put also on the level. So there she is. Medusa. Very nice. Yeah, she's always in the middle of this map. This is one of the original 2. Alright. Something else to note is most of these maps have some kind of sea monster that can drown you. You can't see them unless they're like adjacent to you or you have telepathy or some other source of monster detection. They hide in the murky water, as that says. Be very careful of those, because there are ways to... It's technically a delayed insta-death, but if you're burdened, I think you could potentially not even get the turn, so... best to deal with them at range, or just not at all. There's a few ways to deal with them. You can teleport them away. What happens is they grab you, and then if you give them one more turn, they kill you. Because you drown. Wands of Ice, if you freeze under them, the water that's under them, they can't drown you. So that's a good way to deal with them. Wands of Cold, I should say. Wands of Teleportation are great to deal with them. So I actually have a few outs here. So I guess I'm not too concerned about those, but I still should be mindful of their location. And watch out for the electric eels, because they'll attack you and they can destroy your rings and wands. If you're relying on a ring of a ring of levitation to cross the water, and the electric eel grabs you and destroys it, then you are no longer teleporting, or I'm sorry, I keep saying teleporting. You are no longer levitating, and you'll probably drown unless there is land nearby. So Water and eels are very dangerous in this game if you don't know how to deal with them. If you're aware of the ways that they can kill you and how to avoid them, they are somewhat harmless. So, as with most things in NetHack, you just gotta be prepared. Deal with the things that are on this island, and I think these are just jellyfish, and they're kind of harmless. Deal with this Aliax. Not just as a longsword. That's lame. They can spawn with artifacts. Ooh, a lot of digging. Or maybe only the higher level ones can, higher level angels. We'll get like shields of reflection and sun swords and demon banes. Like that I probably shouldn't have done because there could have been an eel right next to me, and I don't want to be burdened. Most of the sea monsters that can do that are pretty slow. I'm gonna go ahead and I have a one to teleportation out, so I'm just gonna slice this guy open. Come to me. Be careful about fat fingering your way into the water. Actually, I should. What do I have? Do I have levitation or something? What is my plan even here? I do not have a ring of levitation. Do I have levitation boots? So I don't even have really a good way to cross this. I don't have jumping boots. I don't have levitation. I don't have water walking boots. I probably have scrolls of earth, but that's my least favorite way to deal with this. It almost becomes like a puzzle. You gotta figure out where to read the scroll to maximize your boulders and having them in locations where you can push them and then how to use them. I think I'm just gonna dig past this level. So, you can get maze levels, the notorious NetHack maze levels in between Medusa and the castle. I think the lowest the castle can generate is around level 29 or so, and it'll always be within like 4 levels of Medusa. So go look that up. Don't take my word for it. But so the levels in between there have a pretty high chance of being a maze level, and maze levels can have minotaurs in them, which are very dangerous. So that's something that's could happen that's dangerous after Medusa. And then we have to deal with the castle once we get past, Medusa and whatever levels are below it. So the castle we have a way to deal with because we have a bugle. Oh, the bugle. Always keep a bugle handy. Any total instrument will do. So that's that's really I don't want to call it priority because you get a lot of time to find one. But it's a very nice thing to have because it lets you clear the castle quite easily. And you'll see what I mean about that when we get there. Other ways to deal with the castle, I guess we can talk about it when we get there, but if you're going to dig past Medusa, like I'm about to here, it's good to have a way to deal with the castle in mind. And the bugle, we have a few ways. The bugle is the best way here. We're actually probably strong enough that I could go in there and just slice and dice everything, as long as I did it carefully. And then a lot of the methods of dealing with the Medusa level, like levitation, can help you there too. So one thing is if you don't have magic resistance, going down to the castle without using the stairs is very dangerous because there can be purple liches there, which can teleport straight to you and cast Touch of Death and summon nasties and a whole other, plethora of things that could potentially kill you. So I usually, if I don't have a good way of dealing with purple liches, I will usually look for the downstairs to go down there, because that way I'll be standing on the upstairs when I get down there, which is where you want to be when a lich comes to you. So, with all that in mind, I'm just going to dig past this level. Find a nice spot next to the upstairs and use our wand of digging. We're on level 26. Stumped us on level 27. This does not look like the castle because I'm a little bit too far to the right. Look at that. Looks like we probably have 2 Minotaurs or these ends. Minotaur. Minotaur. A captain I see. Could be a potential source of silver sabers. I see a cockatrice there. The cockatrice corpse is a good way of dealing with the castle. And note when you've dug past Medusa, you go upstairs. Medusa will be there waiting, so don't go upstairs unless you are protected from her gaze. Right? We could dig right down. So this is a maze level. I hate exploring maze levels. Well, here's the downstairs. This is probably the castle. There she is. Very easy to recognize if you know what it looks like. This obviously looks like some kind of special level, so you know it's the castle. Looks like we have a Minotaur to deal with. A Minotaur could put a hurt in on us still. They have no magic resistance, so sleep is especially powerful against them. No purple L's, so that is good. We do have normal L's. Something that these liches can do that's really annoying is they will cast Aggravate Monster and wake up these barracks that are full of soldiers. If you can get, I don't know, if you like genocide liches, or if you manage to kill them before they do that somehow, then these soldiers stay sleeping, which makes the castle level a lot less dangerous. If you need dragon scales for dragon scale armor, there's always 4 guaranteed here, which is pretty nice. We want to do this right now? Go back upstairs. I'm gonna explore this maze level because I can. Gray spellbook. Read this real quick. Oh, with all these water levels, we should go ahead and blank some potions. I need more holy water. We'll do that after we clear the castle. Or detect food. Defect food? That would be a funny spell. You hear a chugging sound. Hey, there's another bugle. Somehow unencumbered. You're very susceptible to traps. The Vorpal Blade beheads the Eliax. Out of my way, Angel. I was about to say you're very susceptible to traps in maze levels because you're basically funneled down one-tile corridors. Obviously, you can skip corners, but be aware of that. Not full healing? Heck yeah. And we're burdened. Get rid of this second amulet of reflection, I guess. What else can I get rid of? I'm not going to use this shield, that's for sure. Shield's actually pretty heavy. I think getting rid of that will go a long way. All these potions are what are really weighing us down. Probably ditch a lot of wands. Let's get rid of these candles. So later on, you'll need some candles to beat the game. They are required. As of 3.6.0, there are guaranteed candles in Vlad's tower, so you can always get them later. You used to have to grab them from Ischak's in Minetown. Was the only guaranteed source of them, and it's very rare, but you could sometimes end up with not even enough candles to you need 7 of them, so you might not even get enough candles. which would always be pretty annoying because they can be hard to find. I mean, you generally would have to like polypile for them or just use a wish. Okay, so we killed the cockatrice and we got a corpse. I think we should just go and do the castle right now. And make use of this corpse. I'm gonna be burdened. Put this camera away. Oh, cool. No, do not pick that up. I will in fact turn on auto pickup. Let's just use a wand of digging to dig through here. Alright, so we're gonna do the castle and we're gonna try and make use of this cockatrice corpse as we do it. That seems like a good place to stop, and we will resume next episode with the castle. So I'll see you guys there.